This is Samson too. So Robert, introduce me to this group here. Who am I? What do I do here?
This is Samson too. He's the lead designer on this bridge replacement project. He's one of the most accomplished engineers in the entire office. So when there is a project that has a level of complexity, guess who they come to? Mr. To, the voice of Port Town. So put some respect to his name. He knows what he's doing.
Thank you. Okay, as you can see here, I'm a beginner impacting. Run the big mark. See how it's looking at this here, and that's small one. That's what we do. We talk, but we do as well. The beginner, sit up beginner. Okay? Okay, the sweat is the body. It's my country. So we're doing it to be able to help. Whatever we can do to help. It's not about the money. It's about what we can do to improve the lives of our brothers and sisters. This is the city of beginner. And they put it in the sidewalk. Yes, I'm going to tell you. They put it in the sidewalk. And I'm going to do one in the sidewalk. If I all do it. So, thank you.
Papa Testing, testing. Here we go. Here we go. Sound in there. Now, was that all with our team, my bro? Thank you for joining me. Was that we don't owe anybody anything. We can do whatever it is that we want to do here. I want to thank all of you again. To my Esther, thank you. God, you're going to talk Tabata all night. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Sound there now. Let's start all over. Let's start all over. We're gonna start all over. I say, Jesus Christ, thank you. Yeah, we got sound now. But let's start over. I'm gonna start over. This is a serious business. To all of those that joining us tonight, I want to thank you very much. Please share this video now that we have sound. Please share this video to as many people as possible. It's very important we do so on this Memorial Day. Let's start all over. I say again, my Lord, thank you very much for this wonderful, wonderful day. We thank you for this Memorial Day for having us to be here. Without you, we see nothing. Because of you, we see. My Lord, those of us that believe in you, we say thank you for everything. We say thank you for yet things to come. We believe in you. We know you have the ability to do that. To all of those servicemen that serve their lives, give their lives up for us to live in this free country, we say thank you. May God continue to bless your peace, give you peace wherever you are. To my own son, two sons who also serve in the army of the United States, we say thank you for your sacrifice. We say thank you. To the likes of Dualo, my own brother Dualo, and the rest of the Liberians, young Liberians who decided to serve in this country so that we will enjoy the peace, so that we will enjoy the freedom in this country. My brothers and sisters, young brothers and sisters from Liberia that decided to join, we say thank you. Thank you very much. We're very proud of you. As parents, as brothers, our uncles and aunties, we're all proud of you. Your service to this country make us all proud. We are not here as a loafer. We here work and we get paid. At the same time, we let our kids to join and do whatever it is to make sure the peace that we try to enjoy here continue to be enjoyable to all of us. Again, my Lord, I want to thank you again this evening. I want to thank you for everything. My Lord, we come before you again tonight to say the people of the Republic of Liberia, the people of the Republic of Liberia, and the country of Liberia be blessed. We ask that the President Joseph Waka, be blessed on the Memorial Day. Extend his life, whichever day he knocks, open the door. Bless his hand. We want to thank you, my Lord. We ask that the host country, the United States of America, be blessed. In Jesus' name, we pray. Amen. That's how we do it. No song, we start all over. We owe anybody that our own thing, eh? I graduated from baby Jews now. That greater age you are on now. But anyway, thank you, folks. We have some serious conversation here tonight. I sent a link out, guys. Just let me finish my monologue, and you can join us. Again, I want to thank all of you that turning in to us tonight. We thank you. This is Memorial Day here in the United States, and I forgot to mention that my father and mom was buried in Canton, Ohio, and may their soul rest in peace as well. So, for those brothers and sisters that are not able to be with us tonight, we say we are so also rest in peace for thousands and thousands and thousands of Liberians that died in the war. May their soul rest in peace as well. So, let's go ahead. So, Memorial Day, okay? Memorial Day. This has nothing to do with politics, but you can frame it any way you want. It's up to you. I have no control how you uh, understand my logic, my way of thinking, my way of talking. It's up to you. I can't control that. I am not in the business of telling people how to behave and what to say and what not to say. That's not my area. I'm an engineer. I'm not a psychiatrist. In fact, psychiatrists don't even tell you how to think, how to do, and what not to do. It's up to you. I cannot help you when you come here and get upset with me. I can't help you. My job is to be truthful. My job is to express myself freely. You also have the responsibility when you come here to express yourself freely. Just be respectful to the audience. Be respectful to the platform, and that's all we ask. That's all we ask. But let's go on. Let's go on. So, few things here I'm going to point out tonight very quickly. Liberia had what 14, 15 years civil war. 14, 15 years civil war. Many Liberians die from all over the country, from all tribes in the country. Were affected. Every village, any village that you can think about in Liberia that was in existence during the Civil War, never spared. 250,000 souls die. I'm not going to ask for what. Only Liberian can answer that, not me. All of us collectively will have to answer this one day. Whether we're still here or gone tomorrow, that question will be asked and be answered by Liberians only. Whether they understand the history or not, they will be able to reflect and say, why did we kill each other? We will have to answer that. But yet, in all of these days, since 2025, there's not been any kinds of serious engagement. I'm not talking about war crime code and what have you. We'll talk about that later. But serious engagement from our political leaders. For Liberians to cry on their shoulders. For Liberians to shed tears publicly about their loved one. We have never had that. We have so-called, what's the name, war crime establishment, all that kind of good stuff, where people are supposed to go and testify. They came and lied to us. We have not had a leader, including President Waka. I would say so, from my perspective. We have not had a leader to actually take this thing here, the suffering of the Liberian people, the suffering of the Liberian massive in the street of Monrovia, in the street of Grand Gide, of Zwedru, in the street of Bikan, all over the country. Liberians, even when people go in the village, they still cry. We have not had a leader to say, let's come together. Yeah, they come, they call it prayer day and what have you. But it's meaningless. It's meaningless. You still have young Liberians because of the trauma they've gone through. Look at our lives. Look at the way we behave towards each other. That has not been solved. Liberians passing by each other, knowing who did what to each other. We pass by each other in the street and there's nothing we can do. We know them. They know us. But there's nothing we can do. We have not had a leader to say what happened in this country. It might be political, but whatever it is, people lost their life. And we, as Liberians, must find a day that we will come together, even if it is a soccer stadium, but we will come together as people and cry as one person, one people. It's never happened. Most of the politicians, they sing songs, forgetting to know that they are politicians today. That because of them, of the death of many Liberians, they have the opportunity to be a politician and make the kind of money they're making. But that's not the issue. That's not the issue. In this country, go today, go to community from community to community. This is what you will see, many of them. This is what you will see. You say, but Mr. Todd, this is the grave of the army and what have you. Yes, but they respect their dead. Go from one village to another and see if you're able to find a plaque, a bowl that listing each of the young people that were killed during the war. None. You will not find it. I don't know, maybe other area they do. I have not yet heard about it. Why? Why do we do this to ourselves? Because we are unable to remember what has happened. We're not going to get nowhere. You will always have people coming to steal because they do not reflect on what has happened to us. Those people we elect do not have the ability to reflect on the past. And because of that, they have no allegiance to the Republic of Liberia. The only allegiance they have is for themselves. And I'm saying this here today as the Memorial Day, as many Liberians have died. I give you an example just in my own town, town, and I'm not unique in this situation. Yeah, me here. Yeah, my little brother here. We have 3 years in between. And all when we were growing up in town, all of his friends, all of them, I counted them the other day were about almost 70, some more of them. And in total right now, only one of them out of the 70 some more, only one person is still alive. One person. They're all gone. Many of them died during the war. And there's no plaque to show the like of Rachel Joe, the like of Bajibo, just a Bajibo, the like of where these young children that was fighting the war and died in the war. We have nothing to remember them by. Nothing. Not, and I'm not unique. Total is not unique. Go from village to village because the war was fought by young people. But the old people, after the war, we say we have peace, we got government. The old people are not in government, have forgotten how sacrifice these young people has put themselves through, die for some of us to enjoy today. But we can't even afford this. There are places in Monrovia, there are places in Liberia where the people go make found and they still find bones. Why? Why? Why do we not able to come together? We have the young people because of this kinds of stuff that we have. We do not have the ability to bring ourselves to understanding what has happened. What a wrong or right. I'm not here to judge anybody. We all participated in the war. Even though I was here, but I was sending money for my family to eat, to survive. So I participated. I'm not going to deny that. I might not shoot anybody. I never shot people or shot a gun in Liberia or anywhere else before. Against anger, through anger. I go hunt deer, I go hunt birds and stuff like that. But look at these bullets, look at the bullets. This is the street of Monrovia. Look at them. Look at the dead body on the other side. Who did it? Did we employ foreigners to come and kill us? Why are we not able to come together? Why? 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 And because we do not have the ability to reflect, as I said, we will not do anything to improve each other's lives until we can come back. Even whether you were a baby during war, but as long as you're Liberians, that feeling of having a lost one gone from you, whether right or wrong, I'm not here to judge that. But we have to find means. We have to find means where, for example, you arriving in town. Let's put a blackboard or whatever it is that lists the people, the kids, the young people that died during the war. Even the old people. I'll give you an example. My great aunt, they were running away. She couldn't make it. She died right there. She got people went back to go get her. By that time, it was too late. What do you say about her? What do you say about my brother Robert Toll? What do we say? How do we, as Liberian, we know who he is? Ayi Barrow guy, the guy who sang the music. Mighty Barrow. Everybody enjoy when they play football. They play his music. People dance. What do we say? What's about this Council Robert? Musician that make us happy in our sad time. What do we say? What do we say? Even the people we call rebel, they are Liberians. They die. Even the soldier, they die. What do we say to the brothers and sisters that die? What do we say? We're sorry. It has not come out yet. A leader must stand up and make a statement to the nation. Even if you want to apologize on behalf of the country to the dead, do so. But we must recognize the dead. We can't continue to live like this here. Every day, a person stealing here, that person stealing. How did you even get to steal? If it wasn't for the brothers and sisters, you have no ability to steal. They opened the road, you stood on your dead body to steal. Who are we? Who are we? That's the question. We go from one government to another. They don't even mention when they talk about war crime, everybody starts shaking. How do we come together? Or this is just going to go nowhere. We're still talking about Southtown War, the war that happened in 1908. We're still talking about it. You think that this civil war will go away from our head? The young people that are in leadership must find a good reason, bring people together. Bring people together. I say, and I was saying, if you are unable to recognize and reflect on the past, you can't do nothing because you are not connected to the people, especially the sad situation that happened to us as Liberians. You are not connected. If you don't recognize that people, Liberians, were pointing out each other who to live and who to die, and we are unable to recognize that. Forget about the punishment part. I'm not concerned with it much. It will come later. We have to come back. That they are true whatever recollections, whatever they have, those are revengeful behavior. That's not my concern. Liberians have experienced life now. Liberia wants to come back and live now. This is the time to actually establish a committee to look into why, how, and who are responsible. This is the time. When you did that, we were just coming from war. Everybody was angry. So those that were caught, they lied. I got some video here. I'm not going to play. They were untruthful. Most of them were not truthful. They were there to play their war glorious status. Oh, we were there. I went to Bassa. We killed many people. I went to the place you killed. That's because they were still beating chess. That time is gone. This is the time to bring out the true committee that will look into it. But we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. And as long as we continue to stay this path, we will not be able to achieve something like this. You know, President Obama has the opportunity here quite recently, and I thought perhaps he would have been able to utilize that effectively. But from my perspective, that opportunity was missed. When the opportunity came for him to bury the two late presidents, I thought there was going to be a serious statement. I thought it was going to be a form of committee to look into how do we memorialize our dead. 250,000. We only did for 2. What happened to the rest? What happened to the rest? You know, in order for you to be a leader, you have to be intentional. And I think many of it, including President Buckeye, from my perspective, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't believe that when it comes to these kinds of things that we are intentional. President Buckeye is intentional in terms of development. But you go and develop that whole country. The fact that people are not able to connect spiritually in the past, they will steal whatever you put before them. They got nothing to be afraid of. They got nothing to be embarrassed about. But if they are connected, if you make these people to understand that your own brother, your uncle, your auntie, your mom, your father died for you to be able to be in a position, it will take root and perhaps, and I say perhaps because I'm not in their mind, perhaps they would think twice. But we are not connected. All we do is cause each other because we are not connected. They say, oh, we enjoy the what peace you enjoy. You enjoy no gunshot, that's good. But do you really believe that Liberia is peaceful? I'm not talking about fighting. Is Liberia peaceful in terms of psychologically? Are they peaceful? Are Liberians peaceful? Look at the place they live. They have no pride in whatever area they live. Are they peaceful? Are they peaceful? It's raining right now. And there will be some places you can't walk there because they're mud. Are Liberians, are they peaceful? You don't have to be peaceful from my perspective only because you're killing each other or because you're laughing with each other or because nightclub going in and out every night. In order for you to be peaceful, the birds that fly should show the sign that there's a peace. The grass behind your house should show the sign that there's a peace. They will enjoy life just like you're enjoying life. That is my definition of being peaceful. But go to places, they stolen wealth, they build houses, but they are unable to put in the area, in their community to provide comfortable roads. Because why? The car spot, they got money, they will buy a car every 3 years. What do they care to make the roads? When do we ever, will we ever get out of this? My brothers and sisters, I say to you tonight, yes, we are enjoying peace, as the old saying goes. But for me, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Now, let me make this clear. I'm not talking about physically harming each other. No, that kind of peace, we're enjoying it. But can you sit here tonight on this Memorial Day that indeed we are enjoying peace? Can you say that? Your next door neighbor most likely have not eaten. They don't even have food. Are we enjoying peace? Your next door neighbor just got paid more money than what he can afford. Are we in peace? Every day we accuse this person of that. Is that peace? Why are we fooling ourselves? Why do we continue to fool ourselves? And here's the thing here. Until we recognize these things and decide we're going to do things better for each other, we'll continue. You can bring whatever politician you bring. They'll just lie to you. And they will continue to lie to you. They will continue to lie to you. They will not be truthful. Because they know if their mind is at peace, they will pick the best people to represent them. And because of that, they will not allow the country to actually sow such. What happened? How did we get here? They're building roads and they're sinking as though it's not their responsibility. They're building roads from one place to another, and then it becomes a song. The person must be re-elected because he built roads. What is his responsibility? Why did he become a leader if you are unable to provide for your people? What? It is all on us as Liberians because we celebrate people who we're not supposed to celebrate, and we condemn people who we're supposed to celebrate. On this Memorial Day, brothers and sisters, look at what we have. Do you see this anywhere in Liberia? Go look at Center Street graveyard. All the graves are busted. What happened to them? These are people that used to live in Liberia. These are people, some of them did well for you to be to where you are today. People whose graves are busted up all over the Central Street and whatever area. They die. Yes. But before that, they got your country going. And we are not able to protect their graves. We are not able to make them make their grave to feel like, yes, somebody was here. Who are we? And this thing gonna repeat itself over and over and over. You can enjoy and steal all the money you want to steal, enjoy. When you die, the same thing you're doing to the people the dead people, the same thing will happen to you. You will not be able to you will not be able to say you're going to enjoy yourself. And I say to you before I close my monologue this evening, I'll say to you, let's do better. Let's do better. Liberians have been all over the world. Liberian eyes have opened. Let's treat each other, including our dead, with respect. This is Samson told Labro Public. I want to thank all of you. Let's take this show going. Let me bring in Walter Carter, who just joined us. Walter Carter, thank you for joining me. Let me also bring in Dr. Mali, who has just joined us. Dr. Mali, thank you for joining me, guys. I want to appreciate all of you tonight. Walter Carter, are you with me?
Yes, I'm here with you. I'm listening. I'm enjoying the show. I'm enjoying the show.
Thank you. Thank you for joining me tonight. What's on your mind? What do you have for us?
Labro, you singing my song and you preaching the language I like to hear you preaching. That's the song I want you to sing. That's the language I want you to preach in. Labro, like I said before, we should move past. I brought him to power. I must support him. Even when he's doing wrong, I cannot shame him or I cannot talk about what he does. Let it be about our country. I support this party, so when they do wrong, I'm afraid to come out to openly say you wrong. Look, wise man, kings, right? Wise man, change they say, Liberia has gone through a whole lot, government after government, and we still to the same place as people complaining about the country ain't going nowhere. What it tells you? It tells you that our judgment is poor as a people because the very people we put into office, we protect them when they're stealing from us. We protect them when they're not doing anything for us. But we give them the pass to steal because when they come and build a
Let me
little
bring in
road,
Moses. Sorry for interrupting. Go ahead. Go ahead.
when they
Moses,
come
thank you
and
for
build
joining
a
us.
little road because of mediocrity, because we do not know that they are our servants. We are the bosses. We put them on a pedestal to be our bosses. So when they steal for us, we are afraid to tell them that you stealing, we will take you off from order. When they build the roads or when they build someone a little small kitchen hut, we clap for them, say the person doing well. That's why our country today not even going anywhere. Because every little thing, we want cheer for our leaders. We want clap for them. Why are we clapping for them? Why are people saying, oh, let's get it, man. Let's get the president and appreciate the president for building hospital for all. Let's appreciate the senator for building or some kind of makeshift library in Tottenham Hot Place. Let's appreciate the president for doing this. Why are we doing that? These people came to office to protect and uphold the Constitution. And when you read the Constitution, the citizens are in the Constitution. The citizens should benefit from the government. They brought the government to power. The government should make sure that the citizens are peaceful are living in peace. They should make sure that the citizens have job.
See?
They make sure the citizen got
Oh
school.
my
They make
goodness.
sure the citizen got security. So when the government provide this thing, it's not for us to clap for them
That's what
because
happens
it took
all the
oath.
time.
Because it took oath.
Someone leaves the show,
You
and I
understand?
think,
I'm
Moses,
hearing
we're
what
hearing you. Go ahead, Walter.
they
Wrap
took
up so we
oath.
can bring in
They
the other
took oath
Dr. Mali have
to
just
do these
left.
things. As a matter of fact, when they told us, we didn't call them to come to power. They came to us and told us they could do it. If we make them president, they will do this. If we make them senator, they will do this. If we make them representative, they will do that. Today, we come out and they're not doing jack for exploiting our country, exploiting the country, exploiting the people, getting
Thank
rich
you.
off of the people, and keeping the people in abject poverty. But when they put one shiny object all that looks like gold, it glitters like gold, and not gold, Liberian people cheer for them. But those who supported them and brought them to power, they cheer for them and say they're doing plus. But
Thank you.
tomorrow when they come, then we complain, oh, this thing was not done or were not done properly. I think we should start raising our voices on those people so they can do rap and liberate people liberal. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Moses, thanks for joining us on the Memorial Day. What's on your plate, sir?
well, how you doing, Liberal?
Thank you.
I watched you. Hey, Berto, how are you?
I'm good,
Yeah,
brother Mose.
and hello to everybody in listening word. We appreciate your time and the effort you take every day to listen to us. I just want to commend Liberal for bringing up the topic about celebrating our past and making sure that it's accounted for. But Libra, my own piece here, I want to add to that. I got my own personal thing. I will not say it now, but I just want to react to your monologue that you just narrated, which is very much a point. And I know that in this country we see, and when people, what you did today, people are debating the issue already, talking about, well, we cannot compare Liberia to America. And that's our favorite saying. We cannot compare. But if we can't learn from other places, then what do we do for our people? Without the citizens, there will be no leader. You got to lead people, and the people got to exist to be a leader. The other thing is that you talked about the issue of peace, and peace is relative. There are some people in Liberia that think that peace is there. Some people think that there's no peace because of the absence of law and order at certain levels, that they're not in peace. And there are a lot of stories that we see every day, and some of those stories have been posted on in the chat room. Every day there's something happening in Liberia that is that you begin to say, really? Oh, my people. And these are the expressions of a lot of Liberians. You know, I think the people in leadership need to understand that, you cannot secure individual destiny by the cost of the people. That's why when the PRC government came, is that, in the struggle, the people, in the interest of the people, the struggle continues. And that will continue forever. And it's continuing now, you know? So we need to start thinking. I think our duty on these shows is to make the assertions and to begin to educate our people as we can. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so we need to start educating our people a little at a time on some of the things that are going on. When you got people spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to celebrate birthday, and you have the exchange of gifts and all that stuff, some of us who have lived and know what democracy is and know what's going on, especially with the suffering of the people, you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to celebrate birthday and bring people on the street, buy T-shirts for them and all that stuff. Where are we going? Where are we going? That's one person's celebration of life of an age. So what happened to the rest of the country? It's just mind-boggling for some of us. But like the famous saying goes, and this guy will be recognized for it, man can't talk. So I thank you for it. And then, if you give me the opportunity to talk about my own interest tonight, then I'll stay there. But thank you for that,
Oh,
minute,
thank you.
Lord, and really conscientizing our people to become sensitive to some of these things. The war brought about desensitization because people live with dead bodies on the street, in the grave, everywhere during the war, and that's the new norm. You know, somebody died and people walk there. You and myself were children, and somebody died. You think we'll go near that house? They're bringing the casket. We're running on the other side. That's how we grew up. But now people dying. They're watching people in the street die, and people gravitate to it and just watch the person die. We're doing nothing. That level of desensitization is just mind-boggling. I don't know if it's mental health or what, but carelessness. But those things, it's going to take a long time for us to rehabilitate people, not rehabilitate,
Thank you.
because little children born looking at dead body, you can't rehabilitate them back to that behavior. So thank you for the time.
Thank you, Dr. Mali. I'm not too sure what's going on with stuff, but if you want to join us, please do so. Yeah. Walter Carter, let me come back to you. I think, for me, I truly believe that many of our leaders have not been able to truly understand or gravity or the gravity of strengthening the bond among the citizenry of the Republic of Liberia. I thought the fact that we have a civil war and we decide to come back and live together, we should go farther than that. In that, we should bring people not just to kill cow and eat cow. That's not it. But those who die must be remembered. At the center of some of the big city in Monrovia, have a plaque that will list the citizenry of that community. So that whenever we all drive in those community around there, we know we can say, oh, another person. Oh, you're connecting yourself. Even though the person is no longer with you, but you will find out that some other people might even develop an interest in finding how this person died. This is how people live in a community of peace. So let me come to you, Walter Carter. Let me come to you. The fact that we have had successes of government from one government to another, and yet still that we are not able to have a national mourning section. What do you think the reason will be? Do you care to speculate?
One thing about the national mourning section. I mean, thing you talk about. Don't forget we have Decoration Day in Liberia. Decoration Day is when we remember the dead in
That
Liberia.
individual decoration day, Walter Carter. I
Hold on,
mean national.
hold on. It's a national day. People go out. It's a big national day. So, but the only thing it does not extend. I have not seen it going to the rural area. But in
So
Monrovia,
then why will you call it national if it's not
hold on
so
now,
the people in
because
the rural
because
if the people in the rural
we do not have cemetery that is known that I do know. Maybe it could be in certain part of Grand there, maybe in the city of Grand there, or Zulu Whiskey, wherever it is, or Maryland, because Maryland is another big
but
Harper
Dr.
is
Mali,
another big
turn your
city.
camera around. Walter Carter, hold on a minute. Dr. Mali,
Mhm.
can you turn your camera around so that we'll be able to see you wholesale? Or it's not working? I don't think it's working. I think Dr. Mali is frozen, you guys, right? Walter Carter,
Yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead. I think he's
Yeah,
frozen.
so we have Decoration Day where we remember the dead, and this is nationwide. But we see a lot because of us growing in Monrovia. We see a lot of activities going on in Monrovia. People go and clean the cemetery. I know when I was young, I used to go out there and clean my grandfather's grave. And, it would be really sparkling, clean, whitewash everything. People put wreath on it and stuff. And after 2 or 3 days, you go back, you see feces all over the place. All over the place.
Walter Carter, I don't mean to interrupt. You're making my
Mhm.
point because we
Yeah.
are not
So
connected to each
no, no.
other.
So that too is the lack of knowledge, and it should be one of the things I would attribute that to is the government should reinforce public indecency, public indecency for
But let me ask you
somebody to
this. Let
go.
me ask you this.
Mhm.
Why? What? Let me ask you this. Let's have a conversation on this.
Yeah.
You think those who were defecating around your grandfather grave, you
Mhm.
think they would do the same thing to their own grandfather grave?
Trust and believe. If they have nowhere to dedicate, they will go right around there and do the same thing. Don't forget, people that live in Monrovia, almost everybody that live in Monrovia that have family in Monrovia that die, they were either buried in Center Street graveyard or Gerda Street graveyard. And trust and believe, some of those people went when they were jammed. They couldn't make it to the government toilet because don't forget, and that was one of the fault of the government. People building structure in the city and somebody ain't put bathroom in it. So you will see a lot of homes in Monrovia had no bathroom for them to go and use, like flush toilet and all that. So they were going to the government toilet. The government toilet was there, few toilets around. So somebody who jam go to the government toilet and see six people lying on the seat. The easiest place to run is the cemetery, hide behind one of them grave and take a dump. And that is where I'm coming from. At least
Okay.
the government in the past, and I don't like to even go in the past. The present, a lot of these people live in the West that became president of our nation, that are leaders of our nation, but they lack innovation. That's the problem. Our society lack innovation. We only talk the politics. We can only argue, but when it comes to innovation, we lack it. And you don't have to be rocket scientist to do the needful. When people are constructing, take for example, labor. Look how the Ralphie Highway is developing rapidly. Like people there building structure. You think the government will sit down and say, you know what I mean? This place is one of the emerging cities not coming up. So let's make sure we enforce zoning. Let's make sure we put code down, all the codes in America. But every house that is built in that area should have flush toilet and a good septic system. And there nobody should build on the alley. You think the government will go to reinforce that stuff? No. The government sitting down and line pull the bar lane and will just build randomly all over the dead baby. And at the end of the day, before you know it, in the next 20 years, that place will look like West Point. It will look like West Point. When I mean West Point, now sing shot, but all the houses, somebody back door will be facing to your front door. You can't even bring your stuff in your own house. You understand what I'm saying? So it is about time that government should start being innovative. People who in leadership, that's why we put them in leadership to think for us. The things that we're doing are wrong because human beings will always be stubborn to take advantage of situation. You government got to be in place to make sure that you say, no, it can't be like this. We have to put it this way, it has to be this way. Until we learn to get to that stage, we're going to still experience this thing. Our children will kind of complain, like you and myself complaining here. Our grandchildren will kind of complain that you because the people are not innovative. They are not innovative. And that's the fact. From the whoever government you can think about, I'm not excluding anybody, the innovation is not there.
Thank you, Moses. Let's come to you. This what I believe in, and perhaps you don't believe that. That's okay. What I believe, if for some reason my belief to stand, and let's just deal with my belief for once, accept it to be for what it were. If we continue to ignore the debt as we continue to do, is there any redemptive spirit out of that might help us? And if you can tie it in your own area of security, will be that will be very helpful at all if you can do that.
Well, Libra, we talked about the dead, and amazingly, I heard a pastor, a Liberian pastor today. She did a thing on Facebook, and she was advising her congregation and other people around the world. And she is really watched by a lot of people out there. And she wished the people Memorial Day today, but told them not to go to the gravesite and talk to the dead. Because in the Bible, in Deuteronomy, I can't, recite the voice right now. She said, God said, do not talk to the dead because the dead can't do nothing for you. They can't hear you. And so it's useless going to the graveside and trying to speak to the dead. And I kind of started to think that if the pastor is saying this to your congregation and people who listen to you, who look up to you as a worship leader, then what am I to say as just an ordinary person? That means you do not celebrate those who passed on, who showed us you stand on, the sacrifices they made. That's why in this country we celebrate Martin Luther King Day and some of these heroes. And it took a while to make that day a holiday. But people need to go back and start thinking. And I think you saw the publication because I put that in the chat room. The recent publication of a list of 14 these so-called revolutionaries that brought about the change in talking about multi-party system in Liberia. And my response to that was that there were a lot of people missing out of that. And one of the key person who were missing, who was supposed to be on the top of that list, was President Tolbert, who envisioned, as Walter Carter said, envisioned and want to be innovative and say we need to have multi-party system, even against the majority of his colleagues who were comfortable and continue to perpetuate the behavior from the 1900s. Out of those beliefs, they were strongly against him. He said we need to create a multi-party system. That's what he did in 1976 when he invited Eula to go to Liberia. And that's when it came about with Edward Kesley, the late Edward Kesley, registering his party. But that name was missed. So if people don't know the stories, they will not write it. And like you said, we need to continue to write these stories to educate, not just celebrate, but to educate the people. And there have been wonderful opportunities, like you alluded to, when they dedicated their lives, when they memorialized all that list of individuals that perished during the April 12th. So this is very touchy for many of us. And for me, if I go to Liberia right now, I can't go and see my grandfather's grave over in what you call the place. I can't visit my grandfather's grave in on Center Street because it's gone. It's destroyed. It's destroyed because of ignorance, because of lack of interest, because of people being desensitized, because of poverty, because of so many other reasons. So this topic is very deep. And I think it's deep to everybody individually. Because everyone has a story that they can tell on this issue. And I think we just need to find sanity with ourselves. And the day we can come to a synergy with the collections of minds to begin to think in the same direction of like minds, some like minds come together, we will stay in this position because people who we consider leaders who are supposed to be leading us are celebrating themselves on a daily basis and securing their in future to continue the lifestyle that they have right now.
Thank you. Again,
Well,
folks, Samson
I
too.
can't 1 second. I couldn't really link it to security because this is really putting people, that's why people go arbitrarily and they do anything they want to do. Because if you don't have respect for the dead and for the people shoulder that you walk, that you stand on today, how are you to advance yourself in a more secure society? And these are all things that are threatening. All the things that I just mentioned earlier are all threats to national security in our country. And not to even mention, those things have now moved into the interior. What was saying, it's only celebrated in the city.
Thank you. Dr. Mary, we're sorry that you've been in and out, and I hope you've been keeping up as well. What's on your mind? If you care to contribute to the conversation, we appreciate it. If not, just speak what it is you want to talk about. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Floor is yours. Is it?
Yeah, I
Wow.
think his program giving problem today
Yeah.
because he's keep going
Okay.
in and out.
All right. Walter Carter.
Yeah.
Uh, let's hear from you. What's on your plate besides this
So
conversation? Let's
yeah. So
dig deep into it.
I want to talk about what's on my plate, but let me just piggyback on this cemetery thing. I think one of the things the government can do now is to allow private citizens now to start getting land and doing their own uh, private cemetery. Because one of the places I think I saw two private cemetery in Liberia that are well taken care of. One in Broadway and the other one, my two aunts were buried there. And the other one is on the Kakata Highway, I think right after Mount Barkley, somewhere around there.
They have two in Broadway.
Yeah. And so
Where
those
where where Mabutu's buried is also in Broadway. Where the late Ella Lawrence buried
Lawrence, okay, yeah.
is also in
So
Broadway.
when you
That's
enter
that's
that place,
that's the good one.
you would think you in one of the cemetery around. Yeah, I mean it's
Right,
nice,
right.
beautiful. They keep the grass low. I
They
ain't see
had
them
they had
building even vault over there yet, and they put it on the ground, but they get the stones. I mean, it's nice. So I think most of the thing we need to do is to prioritize a lot of stuff in the country, and then the people who own it will take good care of it because government kind of shortchange the Liberian people when it comes to those stuff. A lot of stuff that government is supposed to really emphasize to maintain, they shortchange the Liberian people because like you said, all the all this, these people only there to enrich themselves because the people are gullible. When they put them there, they become gods to the people because the people make them gods. And so they can do anything, they can say anything, and they can get away with it. Nobody can tell them nothing because if I come and start bashing them, somebody will come and defend them. And so to see the divide between opinions, so that what they're doing is right. They believe in the lies, they believe in the stealing, and so they perpetuate that thing for a very long time. So the next person that comes, the person do the same old thing. But what is really on my mind today is this Ebola thing that going on in East Africa, and then there's a rumors that there was some conversation about Liberia in it, and unfortunately, somebody were arrested by Liberian National Police and kept in jail, and she was released, I think, today for certain statement that came out from her. And when you go back and do all the investigation, you find out that it was nothing to even arrest that woman. It was nothing. Sometimes, the police will do things in the country that will make people to always call their name. I don't know how we always emphasize this thing about professionalism for the police to be professional in their work. You don't have to be partisan. When you are the president appoint a police director, it doesn't mean you work at the will and pleasure of the president. So you must do everything the president or the official of government tells you. You become an independent person to maintain the peace, to
So why don't
protect
you give
life
us the
and property.
background before
So
you?
yeah, so the background is this lady, according to the audio that went around, this lady said she went to she's a nurse. So they were in a meeting at the JFK. So the head nurse at JFK happens to be the director for Civil 7 wife. Her name is Mrs. Jocken, right? So the head nurse had this meeting and told them they should be very careful. They should double up in wearing PPEs and stuff because 5 people returned from East Africa, mainly Uganda, and they came straight, they checked into JFK. They show signs and symptoms of Ebola because their eyes were red, their anus were kind of red too. And so it means that they were showing signs of some kind of strain of Ebola. And so JFK could not handle them, and JFK sent them over to another people that probably quarantine or do whatever to them. So what it was, she told them in a meeting They said they should be very careful. They should, any patient they're approaching, they should wear gloves, they should wear PPE, everything. They should be masked and everything up. So this nurse, after having the meeting, came out because she worked at JFK and also worked at another clinic. So she came out, she went home and told her children to be careful. And then she also called the other nurse, the place she worked, and told them what she had learned from JFK. And she was explaining it on the phone. Somebody went and recalled her explaining and put the audio out there. Now, when they put the audio out there, people start raising that audio contention on Facebook. JFK, according to the police, JFK authority got mad and said, why the woman have to breach the confidentiality of JFK to put that information out there? So they should arrest her. And they used the security at JFK to arrest her, put her in handcuffs, and took her to the Liberia National Police. She was in jail there. For investigation. They did the investigation, and then our lawyer went there today and secure a release for her. But the police said they stay investigating. My thing is, if this woman heard something from a government worker, the lead nurse on the floor, we know we have experienced Ebola in Liberia. We know it. Why is the government hiding it too? Why would they want to arrest this woman when she was giving her information to nurses to take precaution? Because that's what the hair nurse told her to tell the other people to take precaution. So why she was disseminating her information? Why they would arrest her in doing that? In the fact that is, are there people in Liberia that came from that era? Is the government investigating whether people came from that era and they showed some form of sickness? Why are they hiding it? I think it would be better for them to inform the public so people can start taking precaution instead of keeping people in panic. Because the more you inform the people, then the people will start to take precaution. If you don't inform the people, and it is true that other people have Ebola, it means they will meet other people that they will spread with. So when people know, they will say, okay, these people got it. It is true. We quarantine them. Nobody go to the area. All the people met, they can start tracing them to quarantine them so it can be a spread. But when you keep it hush hush, then that's a problem. Now you arrested them when you put in jail, and then today you came up with a statement that they will take all precaution now to different posts in the country. Why you guys are hiding in the first place?
Thank you.
Why? And so that's my concern there.
Thank you. Moses, you want to speak to that or you have something else you want to talk to?
Well, let me speak briefly to the cemetery thing, and then I'll come to the Ebola stuff. I got something I want to talk about. In any case, it won't take too long. You see, one of the things that I want to state here is that cemeteries are run by private entity. The government cannot take on the responsibility to monitor a cemetery. And I think your money law was totally on the issue of creating a day of atonement based on what people went through during the Civil War and the killing of hundreds of thousands of people. Over a quarter of a million people died. I think that's what your minor law was focused on, and that's why I responded to it. But I want to just make my own assertion, make my own comment on that. That as far as the cemetery and how this run and how respectful it clean and all of that, that's private thing. You bury your loved one in a place that you want to go and make sure that it's doing and what have you. Listen, I saw some cemetery. The people built houses. Look at our other man there. Who was he? Miguel, when his mother passed away. People can live at his mother's, interment. That's a whole house. And people with money use those kind of money to build those things, and while people next door are living in poverty. Those are some of the things that we need to speak on, and these people need to be held accountable. And that's someone who was put under sanction for some of those reasons for doing that. But you see, I don't want to make it political. I just wanted to make those points. The other thing is that this lady allegedly, who supposedly they were trying to use the fighting laws in the book, about making a statement to panic people, and I agree with Weto. I don't think her arrest is even justifiable, really. As a nurse, she's a professional nurse, and nurses are supposed to take precautions, and they're supposed to. Their work is never over. If you are a nurse and something's going down in your community, your duty, you took an oath as a nurse to cater to the needy when it comes to illness. So by her making that announcement in any faction, I don't think it was something that she should have been arrested for. It's not a crime being committed. She was alerting people, be mindful. And I remember back in 2013 when I visited Liberia and people were talking about the Ebola. From 2013 November, there was word all over the place, and even the then president was a little complacent in even knowing that it happened until February 2014 when it really blasted. Then people started to pay attention to it. You see, so now that we got someone who, and the director of nurses had a meeting with the folks, and I think it was the appropriate thing to do. Prevention is better than cure. I mean, let's try preventing it now so that it won't come. Even if it's not there, I think they should have commended her other than arresting her. But again, people try to politicize everything in the country. Now people will blame the government for doing this and for doing that. And I don't think it rises to that level. Yes, and you guys know how I feel about the police, and that the police need not to be political. And I say it all the time, and that there have a lot of restrictions and a lot of police institutional principles that are being violated by our Liberian National Police every day. So we need to,
let
people
me
need to understand.
thank you, Moses. Let's see if Dr. Malik can give you a word or two here because you've been in and out. Dr. Malik, can you hear us? Dr.
Hello, are you
Malik,
hearing me?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Yes,
My
yes.
internet is fluctuating.
Okay. All right. So,
Where you in Vanjaman?
You want
No,
to
I'm
join
here,
Nimbo?
but I don't know what's going
You
on.
want to join Nimbo so they he want to join Nimbo. He
all
brought
right,
bad
Dr.
internet
Malik, you
for you.
care to contribute whatever you want to talk about?
No, it really fluctuating. It's
Okay.
a bit ridiculous right now.
All right. We'll just keep you there.
Uh-oh.
As
Oh,
a,
we can
as
hear
a,
you loud and clear. Talk,
that's
we can hear you
okay.
loud and clear.
He's afraid he might be in the middle of a serial company. You see, he's gone now. So I'm glad that he did that. But yes, what I'm going to say about this here, Moses.
Yeah,
If what Walter Carter stated here, if it is true that indeed the nurse, the head nurse, who happened to be the wife of the CSA's boss, and they're going to go hunt this other lady, then I can say here publicly that this government is not prepared if should in case this thing come to fruition, should in case this thing becomes serious, because you would think that the hospital that have that kinds of information you would have gotten, because that's a national security stuff.
absolutely.
You would think that the hospital, I think the hospital, the head of the hospital need to be reprimanded or even call for an investigation. Why would you have that kinds of information and not take it to the higher level of the government and instead have the head nurse talking to her nurses that work on her and she passing the information on? What do you expect that information to go? Sit on, people will sit on it? They know the history of Ebola. Once that information gets in the hand of anybody, they want to take precaution. But first of all, talking to my family members. So the best thing they should have done, if what they're saying, if it is true, that indeed there were some people that traveled from East Africa in Liberia and have gone to JFK, those people should have been immediately, the hospital should have immediately warned the national security officers of the Republic of Liberia to say this is the situation. but we will handle it from the medical perspective. But we want you guys to be aware of it. And the president should have been informed immediately, not to come here and come run after this lady. It just showed to me that these people are not quite prepared. They will not be prepared. So I mean, I could be wrong. I hope they are prepared.
Well,
But for you to have that situation and not be elevated to the level where it deserves to be elevated to, and you're going to come after this lady or nurse to say she's spreading false rumors. So how did that false rumor comes about?
you
So let
know,
me let me go to Walter Carter. Walter Carter, thank you for bringing that up. But let's move on now. I don't want to play politics with it. I hope this government will be able to, if in case anything like that happen, that this government will go back to the because it was on a unity party that the Ebola situation. So the most likely they have had what we call lesson learned, and they have had all of those information ready, and they can spring to it and be able to apply those things that are necessary. But let me ask you this: please stay out of politics. Do you think this government, if these things, what just from the indication, do you think this government is going to be able to go and actually, if this thing, God forbid, if it comes back, do you think the government have the means to handle this?
Well, liberal, all politics aside, I think the government and Liberian people can handle this situation. But what we first need to do is to first be informed. We inform our public because we experienced it before. We experienced coronavirus. We're able to, fight coronavirus in ways that a lot of countries did not expect, and we did it with flying colors. Our experience with Ebola also, we fought it. The American military came and helped us and put it under control, but at least the experience are there, right? Now, the thing about it is the government willing to put these information out there to first of all start to inform the public. Once the government can put the information out, as a matter of fact, look in America, yeah. The thing
Walter
is, we
Carter, let me hold you right there. Rescue 3 is saying, Mr. Toll, Carter is not saying the true story. He lied on the CS's boss wife.
what are you talking about?
Walter Carter, that's
so
Rescue
so
3.
so Rescue 3 does not even know what he's saying because the audio out there, and I can send the audio to you so you can play it. She called the CSA boss wife name, who is the chief nurse at the JFK hospital. You understand? The woman name is there. So I don't know. This thing, we shouldn't politicize it because look, our people die and they were not buried the way we usually bury our people. That was something sad for people who die. Even like when the Ebola, I mean the coronavirus came, the way the people die, the way they buried their loved one in Africa, in Liberia, it was sad. The way we saw people, and when your family people sick, you have the distance, you say you can't even see them that they pass, you don't even know where they buried them. It was bad. We cannot politicize these things. It happened. My thing here is, I think, like you said, let me go back to your question and yeah, leave or Rescue 3 because Rescue 3 you don't for all of him myself to go back and forth in politics. So I think the government and the Republic of Liberia, the people in Liberia can handle this. But first of all, they have to acknowledge that there is an outbreak in Africa. And because Africa is a global village, people move from one end to another, even by business, marriage, all kind of stuff, people traveling. So you have people in, they should put an advisory up that at the airport, they put up entry. Anybody coming from that region, they should be tested or scrutinized like they do in America here now. When you're coming from that part of the world, they put you aside and they do all the necessary scrutiny before they can allow you to go anywhere. Because prevention is better than cure. You cannot allow somebody coming from over there who we don't even know whether they have it or not, and they come, they go be how they call it, what the medical name for it. It was I will think about the name, but meaning they got it, but they know they got it and they can pass it on why they have it. And other people can get asymptomatic, some terminology they have. But yes, you do not know. So they have to put mechanism in place now as we speak.
Asymptomatic.
Yeah, asymptomatic. Yeah. We can put procedure in place whereas people coming from that region can be processed, tested. They can have questionnaires and check them to make sure that they are okay before they give them entry into the bigger society. If you do that, you're taking precaution. You're not targeting no specific group, but you have to take precaution because we have experienced it before. And I think that where I believe the government can start making strides in preventing it from coming. The Liberian people already know Ebola. It's not strange to us. You understand? And so they got to do that instead of politicizing it, arresting people for passing information like the security analyst said. Yeah, if I hear news about anything, in fact, when I got that news, what I did, I called people in Liberia. I called my niece that work at JFK. I said, "Did you hear this?" I sent audio to her. I called her mom. "Did you hear this? Did you hear that?" Because I wanted them to be. I said, "Be careful." She said, "Oh, I hear you, but I will be careful, Uncle Walter." You have to do these things because we experienced it before. People will die for nothing if we don't do that. So for people now to come and start arresting people and putting them in jail because they give information out there and they say the
Thank you.
information will panic the society, what is worse than not giving information and for our people to start dropping dead?
Thank you. Thank you, Walter. Dr. Malley, you still gonna stay on the sideline, or do we come to you for contribution?
Yeah, I have a contribution to make on this Ebola thing.
Let's hear from you.
I think we need to be mindful, not to come on this platform and legitimize rumors and rumor mongers. There are a whole lot of story about this lady, and this story had not even been legitimized by any of the newspaper in Liberia. It's still from the hearsay, I say, you say. So if I see my fellow panelists, Mr. Carter, try to double down if though this thing is finally a law and a gospel, then that I'm taken aback because the information, as far as I'm concerned, is still in circulation, is still in a Roman form, and most legitimate information I gather them from the newspaper. And this information is not yet in the newspaper. The five newspaper I read today. So I want to be very mindful not to legitimize or give credence to unfounded information in circulation in Liberia. Then we will be adding to the injury on the Ebola suspected Ebola case in Liberia because we'll be frightening, we'll be using our platform to use Romans and frighten the population which have got security concern, and you can be charged for bringing fear into the population. So this case is still under development, and we hope to see the final conclusion in one of our newspaper. Then we can use it now as a medium to better inform our people
So
about what has
how did
transpired.
newspaper getting the
So
information?
I'm even surprised to see Labor already making use of this thing and try to pass judgment even on the government. That's very insincere. We cannot be doing that on this unique platform. We can't do that. We need to do our investigation because people are listening to us, you see, and we cannot be putting fright in the people who are listening to us. And so, liberal, I hope you pick cue from this because the position you just took, you just draw a conclusion that could jeopardize a whole, number of people out there.
Thank you. Moses
Okay.
Sigwe, let me come to you. Apparently,
Thank you.
Dr. Mali is going in and out. Was not able to understand exactly my position, and perhaps he came in at a very tail end of my position. But
Yeah.
then
No, no,
again,
no, no. Liberal, I've been finding a show on my other device. So that nothing is missing here.
okay,
Well,
So don't make that conclusion, please.
that's
okay.
not a conclusion. That's the fact. You didn't listen to me because if you did, you would have
You are
stated my.
no, 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 no. You are not in my domicile. You can say that's a fact.
Okay. All right. Me, tonight, Radical and myself not going to argue on anything. We're not here
Mm-hmm.
for anything. Moses said, "Wait, let me come to you.
Yes,
Let
sir.
me come to you here.
Yeah.
I stated here that if these things are true,
There you go.
that was my statement from the beginning, and I'm speaking
Yes.
from if. But another thing here also, this is a platform, and these are public knowledge. These are public information. We cannot choose and say, well, this one we're not going to discuss because even the newspaper are going to be doing the work. They're also going to be getting information from the public anyway. But let's come to you, Moses. Let's come to you. Let's suppose that this information is still out there, but that in fact is true. Let's suppose it is true. Uh, what do you make of it anyway? What do you make of it?
Well,
Before I go back to
here what I wanted to say, Libra, and thanks for the opportunity again. I think when you made your statement, you said if it is true, which is an insubordinate conjunction that said if it is true, then X, Y, and Z. And sometimes people don't understand that, you're speaking hypothetical sometimes. Now, on the line of national security, this is important. And I've been gathering some information since this thing came out. And some of those information have been aired on CNN today, yesterday, and the day before. CNN had the doctor who were affected in Liberia by Ebola and were flown to Texas. And he spoke eloquently on this thing that just the rumors of Ebola need to receive some attention, some serious attention rather. Okay, so we understand that Ebola, one of the czar, or in fact the head of Ebola in Liberia, Dr. Tobo Yuswa, he just got a new position as one of the public health directors of Africa. I mean, he's working with the whole continent right now. He was deployed to this place to be a part of this fact finding. So now, if they go into the Zal or someone from Liberia who they knew had a claim and had more knowledge on this thing, I mean, Toba Yuswa is the renowned public health PhD holder, and he's done amazing work throughout Africa, the continent. And he was being deployed to this area to see what's really going on. And there are more facts coming out of there. If I instead, this Ebola crisis from Kenya has extended to Uganda and other countries, and it's spreading and it's going around rapidly. They buried well over 10 persons, and it was on CNN last night. So I don't know what we've been, and we know that Africa people travel all the time, especially these church groups. Is it a fact, in fact, that a group of people from Liberia went to Uganda for church conference, as they usually do? If that's a fact, then obviously there's something that raises the eyebrow and should raise the alert. And that's what we have emergency alert. Anybody traveling now from anywhere in Africa, the standard has to be set to be tested as Walter was suggesting. And this is something we don't want to be cut with our pants down as we did in the first time. We've learned a lot from it during the first time and during the coronavirus. So we're not ignorant of most of these processes. And I think these things raise in the event it's gonna raise national security because people gotta understand when Ebola got so bad, even Corona got so bad, planes were not traveling to Liberia anymore. That means you cut everything off. These are the security implications that they have in the country. No one coming to the country, so that means that if planes are restricted for coming to Liberia, that means we bring everything, medication by plane. That means the plane would not even bring the medication or any kind of vaccine to the place. The people looking at vaccine now going to those countries that are highly infected, and doctors now are becoming infected by the Ebola, according to CNN. So, in any way, shape, or form, we need to look at this from a holistic perspective, do our due diligence of trying to prevent. If we don't have it, then not good. But let's prevent it. And I think
So
that's the thing that I would encourage the people, the powers to be in Liberia to begin to do instead of incarcerating someone who trying to raise an alert from a meeting.
so let me read something to you here very quickly, and that is from the Ministry of Health and Republic of Liberia. It says here the Ministry of Health, the National Public Health Institute of Liberia, and the JFK and the John F. Kennedy Medical Center wish to clarify that, contrary to information currently circulating, this was done on Friday, currently circulating on social media, Liberia currently suspect has no suspected, probable probable or confirmed case of Ebola virus disease. We encourage the public to remain calm and refrain from sparing or giving credence to misleading information and unverified report intended to create unnecessary panic and attract social media attention. The public is reminded that the official institution responsible for reporting and communicating disease outbreak in Liberia are the Ministry of Health and the National Public Health Institute of Liberia. The Ministry of Health, together with the National Public Health Institute of Liberia and partners, continue to maintain surveillance and preparedness measure, including monitoring at health facility and border points, public awareness activities, and coordination with the World Health Organization, Africa USA CDC, Africa CDC, and regional health authority. The public is encouraged to practice regular hand washing, avoid direct contact with bodily fluid of sick individuals, uh, um, um, uh, promptly respect suspected illness, and rely on official update from the Minister of Health. So they're just saying, so that there's no Ebola, and this was done on the 23rd, I believe. Today's the 25th, so that's on
Liberal, can
Friday.
you give me 1 second, please?
Go ahead.
That is okay. You see what they did? They tried to make it official, but they also gave people the alert to do these things, these exercises. And that's all we're talking about. To do your hands, avoid meeting people in close proximity in order. That's preventive measures. So you can't say it's not there, but you're giving people preventive measures.
Tell me about it.
Then you're
Tell me about it.
contradicting yourself.
Tell me about it. Tell me
You said
about it.
there's no confirmation, but then you give people preventive measures. They should continue to
Mention.
do that.
Yes.
How is that? You see, and this one now works for the Africa CDC, and he's a big guru, and he's been deployed there. We're traveling throughout Africa. People travel all the time. There's roles. There's a country now who say you don't need visa to go there. No African person needs visa to go there. I just forgot what country that was. Just a few days ago. Any African can travel to their country without a visa. Are you kidding me? And so you already give the precautions. You already told people wash your hands, do what you do, close proximity, and all of that. That's what you do. You advising people to do that. But then you say we don't have this thing.
Liberal, can you give me 30 seconds, please?
Go ahead.
I don't
we.
understand.
So
So we don't want to make this
you're going back.
political.
It's my time, man. It's my time. We giving you no
Oh
30
no,
seconds.
let get him 30 seconds.
No,
Go ahead.
I'm not.
And that
depriving
you
you,
security
sir.
analyst and the doctor, yeah.
Mr. Keto,
The Regine doctor.
I think we all raising salient point here. You see, when our analysis is going in a direction of confirmation. Like what the security analysts are just indicted the system. I think that's wrong.
Use your language
We
right.
all you just indicted
Indicted.
this. You just indicted the system that it is there.
Jose, let
And
him
so,
speak, please.
give me a chance, security analyst. You just confirm that it is there. So they're telling you what to do. I think we are all in the direction of making sure that the government take precaution. All
No,
right.
we're not all of us. You're not in that
No, give
direction.
me a chance, Mr.
Walter
Keto.
Carter, let the man speak.
We are not.
please.
I'm not in the business of indicting the government that is there. Therefore, we should take precaution. No, all countries, including the United States of America, they are taking precaution. Right? But
So
if our analysis
Guys,
will go
let the
as
guy
far,
speak, please.
if our analysis will go as far as indicting the health ministry that it is there, and therefore they're telling you to wash your hand, we are not. We're being very disingenuous to our listener. We can't do that. There is no evidence that it is there. There is evidence that you take precaution and that it is all over the place. Even in the great United States, people are taking precaution. That means Ebola is in the United States? No. But if the security analysts conclude that if it is not there, therefore, why should we should take precaution? That's why I'm saying. So we need to get out of the era of indicting people and confirming to our listener that this thing exists in Liberia. That's very critical. That's very dangerous.
Thank you. Walter Carter, let's hear from you. Guys, the line is open. Give us a call. 916-533-2048. What's up? 916-330-9721. Give us a call. Go ahead, Walter Carter.
So, Libra, nobody indicted no government. I didn't hear the security analyst indicting the government. But listen to what Libra read. Listen to the contradiction in what Libra read. And that's what the security analysts were alluding to. You said the public should not be panicked. There is nothing, the rumors that they hear or the information are going around, they should not believe in it because at this point, there's nothing like Liberia. But then you tell the public to not get in contact with people, to not share bodily fluid and all that kind of stuff. Are you not sending in? No. Prior to this whole Ebola thing, were we not touching each other? Were we not kissing each other? Were we not hugging each other? We're normal. We're normal. Why now are you telling us we should not come in contact with people? You told us there's nothing there. So that's the point here, Dr. Mali. The woman never said there was Ebola in Liberia. The woman said, and I've just sent the audio to the security analyst. If you can send it to Mr. So he can play, let you hear it in real. The woman said they called them to a meeting at JFK. They heard nice, told them that 5 people came from that Uganda era. They came from church conference and they came sick. Their eyes were red, their anus were red. They show symptoms of Ebola. And any patient that moving forward, the nurses should take maximum precaution. They should wear all the PPE. They should fortify themselves before they come in contact with any patient. That's the information the head nurse give to them.
All right.
This
okay,
lady went.
Walter Carter, let me hold you right there, please. You know the rule. Rescue 3, let's hear from you.
Hey, Walter, how you doing?
Oh, fine. Let's hear from you.
You know, one of the things I hate is deception. It's why the security analyst and Kata are bringing on the show tonight. The lady was not just because of recording the police had a woman arrested. No. The woman took the social media and she was telling people that there was Ebola in Liberia. Based upon the information, is how she got arrested. Who went and found the woman born today? The former DA boy, they called, I'm forgetting the guy. He's a lawyer.
Cool.
Banco, the one he got away as a woman lawyer today and stood for the woman and find the woman born. And besides, She was giving. She's a nurse who said that she was giving information concerning the Ebola. She was giving even some symptoms that she was giving on the Facebook were wrong. That the people that can't have rare rectum. Why you lying? I went with the Ebola thing in Liberia at L3 EAWA with MSF. So this is not something for someone to get down fear in the population. When the outbreak took place, I was in Basa working with the Basa Canada team. There are a lot of people, when the Basa people have their convention to represent Jonathan, Imagidi, none of just an outbreak among them. When the driver just a driver, one popular driver in Basa there, they saw going Adula used to run station number 2. They were transporting the people said that they poisoned their food on the convention. That had a lot of people died from the virus. In my first time entering that camp, when we went for the war, for orientation, Mr. Toe, there were 2 filled with body in the body bed. So when we asked what was in the body, they said that was human body. And they still are not searching for someone that can come with full information. Tell you want to make a government ugly, or you want for international community, you can to fear your country. I don't think it's fair for the country. And the second point here got to do with the statement that Moses made for an opening today. All your people that are getting expensive gear, you don't do that. You want to be a sheep, be a sheep. You want to be a goat, be a goat. You want to be a man, and tell the truth. So the gift that the president gave to Thomas Salah, just say he want to talk about it, then you present him in a form that all the other people give me a expensive gift. Don't be a hypocrite on that show here. Be very genuine enough. He won't be for the opposition, But you won't throw a jar at the president. They say that you don't want to call me. I hate no kind of aspect. So get the woman, not in it, but not when we call the woman to the table. You want to feel I can say it to Mr. Doe. Thank you for the show, both here.
Thank you.
Mr. Toe, can I respond real quick?
Let Moses let Walter Carter finish, please.
So I like what the rescue 3 there. The interview, you saw that woman interview. It was the police interviewing the woman at the police station. The woman explained exactly what she was told in the meeting, in that interview. The police went and circulated the woman's video in social media. That have Front Page Africa got that video and put it out there. So you see, when people come on this platform and they don't know the just because they call them Rescue 3, they just want to talk. Nobody making no government bad. Our people in Liberia, I got brothers and sisters that live in Liberia. I got aunts and nieces and nephews that live in Liberia. You think when Ebola kind of will choose United Party over CDC, or it will choose or your family over my family, United Party and Ebola ain't see nobody, you see everybody as a target. So don't come say we're talking serious in talk about politics. Nobody making government ugly. We are saying the police should not arrest that woman because the woman gave information that was passed on to her from the what the place name from JFK. JFK gave the woman the information. The woman never went on social media to tell the people. The woman called nurses and told nurses what was told to her. One of the nurses went and circulate the conversation that they had with the woman because in the chat room, the woman put a message. They circulated the message around. How someone got this message and we sent it to our people to ask our people what was going on in Liberia. Now, MFI now come up, Health Ministry now come up to put a position statement up that when people come in, they should wash their hands, they should do social distancing, they shouldn't get in contact with bodily fluid. Why they didn't do that thing ever since? America took precaution a long time ago. America put in place people coming from that region, they know what it is. So you got to go through that little temporary quarantine to make sure you are not in contact with people from there. So let's assume those people that actually came from that era and they are they have symptoms or they are diagnosed with Ebola. How can we trace all the people they keep in touch with before they went to JFK? How can we trace them? You know how many hours have passed? How many days have passed? It's better to be safe than sorry. For you guys to come on this show and act like we being political, that's sad. We got days to do politics. these kind of things, it got nothing to do with politics. Joseph Boakai is not the one that bringing Ebola. If Ebola come back to Liberia, he's not the one. Ebola came because we are a global village. That's the reason why people, as far as America, taking precaution yet now. We in West Africa, and in Africa, we can take precautions. Somebody come in and tell us that we're being political. Sometimes you guys should be, let take the joke aside for all these things, the politics aside, and be straight to the issue. I think they did that woman wrong. They should not have arrested her. This is the reason why they free her. And
Thank you.
everything that woman said, it didn't come from her mouth. It came from the director of nursing at JFK mouth. And the director happens to be Josiah Joker's wife.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Guys, number 916-533-2048, 916-330-9721. That will be WhatsApp number. Let's hear from you, Mose.
Yeah, Liberal, I am just thrown back by Rescue 3. And Rescue 3 needs to pay attention. He is sometimes overzealous. I hope he understands that before he say I'm a hypocrite again and I'm being deceptive. Sometimes in his reaction, he's overzealous about his presentation and don't study his words right. Number one is that our conversation here comes with a subordinated conjunction. If this is true, if that is true, then these are what needs to happen. But he took a very low shot at me and said I'm being a hypocrite because I mentioned about gifts exchange. In my comment, I told him, gift exchange in leadership compromises you. And that's what public administrators, people who lead people, public servants are now, that's what they call, if he doesn't know the word, let me let him know. Right now, the biggest thing around the world is servant leadership, bringing people below you up to your level so that when you leave, the people can have a continuation of whatever services is being provided and the adequacy of the services being provided. But if you compromise yourself and accepting gift from somebody, that means you owe them something. And we know that Liberia is no stranger to that when it comes to people being compromised. Everybody knows things about everybody until the point that people blackmail each other. And that's where I'm coming from. And I put he needs to go on the chat room. I put few videos there before yesterday and after yesterday. Some of the things that were said by the same fellow. We're not playing politics. What we're saying is that we're trying to conscientize people to make their own judgment based on these different events that are continuing to happen. At no point here someone said anything about Ebola and people did something wrong. I am on the side because the security implication this will have would be a disaster. And we learned from the first time. Because you worked with them that time, it's good. And I commend you for doing that, Rescue 3. And thanks for the job that you did. But at no point in time we were being overzealous by saying the government, the government, the government. Prevention. That's what you see. My name out here is a crime prevention specialist. Prevention is better than cure. We look at best practices and we adopt best practices in places that are suitable for those processes to be implemented. Not the whole thing, but what is suitable for that community. And that's all we need to do. And that's the biggest thing when it comes to prevention. You don't want to be reactive. You want to be proactive. And that's what we're saying on the show, sir. At no point the government name came about to say the government should be blamed and X, Y, and Z like that. And I started the conversation here about having participated in politics for many years in the real recognized democracy. And it's not perfect everywhere. But I saw some symptoms and I brought them out. The Election Commission has not declared. 3 years before election, they have not declared campaign.
Thank you, Mose. We'll come to you
Thank
for
you.
close. We'll come to you for closing.
Okay,
Dr.
and
Mate,
then I'll end my statement. Thank you.
Dr. Mate, 1 minute. What will be your closing, please?
Oh, I'm closing now.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Oh, wow, I'll be closing now when I have not
Dr.
spoken.
Mate, 1 minute. For closing.
Okay, I have nothing to close about.
Thank you very much. Moses, 1 minute closing, please.
Other people can talk, then you coming to me for closing. No, you can have your
Moses,
1 minute.
all right, Dr. Mate, let me mute you. Go ahead, Moses, 1 minute, please.
No, you got to
Okay,
meet me.
my closing is that we need to put country first, as the head of state said. He said, "Love Liberia and rebuild Liberia. Think Liberia, love Liberia, rebuild Liberia." And I remember that because for those people out there, I was one of the prime supporter. That doesn't mean I cannot be objective because I'm going by the credo of our president that said, "Love Liberia, think Liberia, and rebuild Liberia." Everything that I tried to say on this platform is within those guidance. It's nothing personal against the government, not against any individual. And I'll continue to be as objective as I can be, because if we don't care for our people, we don't care for our nation, no one would. And so when we bring up some of these things and we talk about it, we're talking about being proactive. It's nothing against the government. We're just trying to educate the community so that they can understand, to begin to hold our leaders accountable as well. And some of the things we bring up, the incident about the election process, everybody going around campaigning, this is not the time for it. But again, we see everyone's doing it. So as a result, if everyone does it, then people think it's okay. But that doesn't mean that it's not a violation of election guidelines. Campaign financing. I'm still asking the question whether we have anything on the books that has to do with campaign financing. Because I can get out of here and call some friends, get $2 million, go Liberia and say I'm running. And nobody will ask me where I get the money from. And to report the money, which is not good for our politics, which is not good for our democracy. And then you win the position, you owe all these people favors. We got Chinese people being arrested. Every day we see people, different groups that don't have no rights to be in Liberia without documentation. The Lands of Mines is arresting people now for illegal mining, for taking our resources. Who brought them there? How did they get there? These are investigations that really need to go on. Who do you know that directed you here? You're foreigners in this country. And you come here taking our resources. Somebody here brought you here and got you here. And those are the investigations that needs to go on. I think it's important because our resources have been taken out of the country and it's not benefiting the people. We are a rich country. If we take care of our resources, we can develop that country in no time. And I can't commend the president enough for the work he's doing. But by the same token, he himself said it. The country is in a mess. And it will take time to do it. You're doing little by little to get to that point. And then hopefully somebody else will come there and take it from where it is and take it to another point. That's what development is. And I'll close with this. Dwight Eisenhower in the United States over 50, 70 years ago decided the main issue in the United States was roads. And he created, and he went to Congress, and he said we need to connect every town, every village, every city in the United States if we want to compete with the other superpowers. To this day, there's still road construction going on. Over 70 years ago. So it never stops. The next person coming will take it from where it stopped and move it forward. But they have to have that vision too and believe in the vision. Thank you, Libra.
Thank you. Walter Carter, let's hear from you.
Thank you, Libra. One of the things I started my conversation with on this network was to enlighten my people that the people we put in office, they are not our bosses. We are their employer. We employ them. They do not, we do not work for them. They work for us. So when they do stuff in the country, we should not employ them. By employing them, that's the reason why today our country cannot go nowhere, because they feel that they are entitled to the position they're in, and the only thing they do is to give us mediocrity and we clap for them. So when they steal, we got no justification for saying anything against them. We got to hold them accountable. When they came to us, they told us they could make sidewalls out of roads. They came to tell us they could build schools that will be modern schools. They came to tell us that they could change everything, make it look brand new. In my own mind, I did not expect that they would change everything, but do the right thing by the Liberian people. Our people should not be at this point talking about roads connectivity. There should be machines all in Liberia doing roads from one administration to another. Because to do roads, especially the way the country is lacking of roads, it will not take 6 years. It will take more than 6 years. But at least when we see machines on the road building real road, I'm talking about road that will be sustained and can be identified to international standard, then we know a government is working. Then the next government can pick up from there. So that my first point. The second point I will make here, my people, if we as a people have experienced any disease and we hear that this disease has surfaced in our region or in our continent, on our continent, it's about time for our government to start being proactive, informing our people to be much more careful how they interact, how people coming in. They should make sure all the border points are fortified to the extent where people coming in from the region, when you see the passport from East Africa, they should start quarantining those people temporarily to make sure those people are not coming in the country and bringing such virus back in our society. The government should be proactive. And this is the reason why when the woman was briefed on the information or the activity that she was briefed on, she didn't keep it to herself. She would have kept it to herself, and that thing would have turned to reality. Trust and believe, maybe she would have taken that virus to her children or even spread to other people. So now, because of her whistleblowing, so to speak, the regulatory authorities start to come out to they give people necessary precaution. Now you see it. But in the first place, should you arrest a citizen for being patriotic enough to tell the Liberian people that, look, this is what we discussed, and this is what is unfolding? We got to take precaution. Are you going to penalize our people? What is
Thank you.
happening? Since we want to be political, let's be political for a little bit. Check me
Thank
one
you.
second. 1 second, Mr. Liberal. Check me 1 second. If we want to be political, then we say the government
Caller,
is
just hold
cracking
on.
down.
Let with finish. 1 second. Go ahead, Wood. You got
Since we
30
want to
seconds.
be political, let's say this government is cracking down on everything. What a freedom of speech, what are the people's rights? The government is cracking down because the government does not want anything to make her look bad, that she thinks is bad, to make her look bad. And that's so sad for our democracy. Thank you, Mr. Liberal.
Thank you. Caller, you got 1 minute, please. Go ahead.
Wait till
Make
you
it brief.
spot that one.
Well, li-
Hello?
liberal.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, well, people are still talking.
Who?
Yeah, I can go ahead. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I would take maybe even less than 30 seconds. Well, so hey, the lady in question who talked about the Ebola, I mean, given her history, she's a professional nurse, and I think I would have expected that she would have exhibited professionalism. We know Liberia has a history. We know what Ebola is. Even though we have a very good record in terms of preventing and fighting against Ebola, fine. But I mean, she was so hasty, if I would say. She was not given the mandate. She was not the requisite authority to have given that pronouncement. Even though she thought she was giving it, she was trying to protect her colleagues, but she should have considered that people from among her group would have leaked the information. So I think, the LNP was right to have arrested her. Not in the manner it was done.
Probably I would have, if I was the one, I would have just tried to question her. We know what it means. Look, let me tell you one thing. Any country that is declared Ebola right now, your citizen will suffer. It's not only in Liberia, but if you're traveling outside Liberia everywhere, once you have a Liberian passport or you have a link to Liberia, you struggle. So she's supposed to know ethically that she's a professional person. She should have waited on the requisite authority to announce. We don't have Ebola. If we do, we need the requisite authority to announce that we have Ebola.
Thank you.
Exactly. Otherwise, right now, you know what it means right now? I mean, she was wrong. I don't think they should treat her the way they treated her, although, but she was just wrong. She had to exhibit some level of professionalism. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, folks, that will do it for the show tonight. Oh, Moses gone without getting out. Okay. Well, okay, he's back. Mostly, I want to thank you very much. Walter Cutter, thank you guys very much for joining me tonight. We appreciate all of you. Please, let's join me again tomorrow, and then we will have the conversation as usual. Again, folks, Samson to Labro Public, I want to thank you all tonight for being here with all these conversations we've been having about what is happening in our own country. So, so, Mose, you want to say something again? Okay, Moses is done. All right. I want to thank all of you. Please join me tomorrow again, Tuesday, and we'll have a wonderful, wonderful conversation. All of the Dr. Mary, you can just do me a favor. Don't even click next time. Forget about don't click. Don't even bother yourself to come on. And that's how people do it. You say, I don't like him. I stay away from him. And that you coming right big book here. You think I'm gonna who will Emma show? That Mr. So will Emma show? Are you sure? You on the internet, you on your four-year internet going in and out. You able to stay on that? Me, you will get very the harmonize the President Baga the harmonize your internet. You get very that me you can't get very. So stay vest. Tomorrow don't come. Don't come. If I were you, I'll go face my internet. So you can't get very. You get very, you must bust. You value my boss, Dr. Mane. By the way, no, folks, Samson told La Proper. I want to thank all of you again tonight for a wonderful, wonderful thing. Don't mind, don't mind going. They lead Dr. Mane. He thinks that he's right. You come here when we say the time over, then you get that. You are going in and out, and every time you come in, I put you on. If the audience was watching you, then you say your internet giving problem. I say, okay, whenever you're ready, I'm gonna wait for you to certify because I want you to talk. You want to talk, don't talk. You want to go. You want to count. And something to. But anyway, folks, I want to thank all of you. On a very serious note, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Join us again tomorrow where we'll have a serious conversation as usual about what is happening in our own country. So, these things are very, very important. I believe strongly. If you don't know where you're coming from, you won't be able to find your way going anywhere. What happened to us? What has happened to us is very, very traumatizing, to be honest. Every one of us, whether we were at war or not, Dr. join a new party. That your nephew party, and we'll go join there. But no, but on a very serious note. And so for us not to be able to find room in us where we will recognize our dead and try to at least bring some closure in our lives. And you think you're at peace? You think you are at peace? Every time like bro men talking now, they're doing like this, they want fire. You think you are at peace? You're not. Other people eating, you're not eating. Other people not eating, you eating. Then you say you are at peace. Go look at the Capitol building. As soon as they open the door, people line up like this, asking for help. And you think you got peace? Unless we revisit ourselves and revisit all of the things that are happening. Samson told Labron Pablito, join me tomorrow where we will continue to bring out the best out of all of you. Good night, folks. Yo